Okay, I believe this is working. So,
This is point number
one
people
of
for flight
one
793
of
to
the
Los Angeles. All
things,
passengers immediately they should be indicated. People paging
when I
passenger
first got out of the hospital,
Olatunji Aziz
before I
Olatunji,
went
please
in
be
there, I was a
indicated with
very
P1.
outgoing
This
person,
is a point of boarding call.
and I could talk to anybody. Um, it didn't matter if you were an outlaw biker or a businessman. I could talk to anyone. And when I came out of the hospital, I realized I couldn't talk to nobody. I was comfortable with people in the hospital. They were like-minded for me. They were there to help me with my stroke, and I was comfortable around them. When I got out, the young girl at McDonald's would be asking me questions, and I couldn't even look her in the eye. I would stare at my feet. I didn't like anyone. I didn't like waitresses or waiters asking me, do you want French fries with that, or or do you want the buffet or whatever. It was just, I didn't like people asking me questions. I just did not like it. I don't know why, but I'm getting better. It's been a year and a half. Again, slow, but it's getting better. And it's just, when you get, I didn't even feel like when I was in the hospital, that I was not there, that I had no worries. It's hard to explain, but I'm not worried about anything. That's because the brain is broken and it's trying to fix itself. I imagine that's my take on that. But and my brain was definitely broken. And so I get lost here. When I got out of the hospital, I realized then how messed up I was, how not normal I am. Everyone kept telling me, "Oh, you're doing so good, you're normal." I'm not even today. I'm not even close to being normal. I'm not close to being half the person I used to be. I have this speech impediment. I'm like, most of the words I know are gone. I struggle. If I get to use a word a lot, I can sometimes stay with me. I'm going to the Camino. It's the Camino de Santiago, something like that. But for a year I've been training for this, and I don't know if it's the Santiago. That's it right there. But I just know it as the Camino. There's so much, and this is a new habit too, tapping my head when I'm frustrated. There's, and the anger I deal with, because I'm just seem to be angry all the time. I'm on meds now. It's helping, and but it's a change. When you get well enough to know you're not well, I guess that's if that makes sense. That's the tough one. When I was in the hospital, I did not realize how much damage had been done, and when they told me I had a stroke, I asked, just to get an idea, I asked, will I go home today? And they're like, no, you won't go home for a while. So I kind of knew something wasn't right, but wasn't fully aware. And But that's part of having a stroke. And so I hope, you know, by doing this, I can help some other people, you know, and kind of learn about doing baby steps, you know, and just small goals, you know, and hopefully, you know, this can help some because I know how tough it is, you know, and how it's just, you know, it's tough, you know. I mean, you've got to relearn everything, you know, and like I had to learn to walk, I had to learn to read and write and how to use a spoon, you know, and just learning the alphabet. Didn't even realize I didn't know the alphabet, you know, until someone asked me. One of the workers, you know, do the alphabet for me. I couldn't get past the E, and that was it. I was stuck, you know, and not even realizing it. And then remember working on that every night and thinking I should know the alphabet. I'm 60 years old, but that's, you know, as people, your family's not going to understand that, you know. They're just gonna see, like, oh, you're much better now. You can, you know, you can talk, you can walk, you know, type thing. And there's still a long ways to go. But anyhow, let me talk about the trip too. So the trip, I'm starting in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. I'm going to Paris to take a train down to a town in South France, and then South France it ends with Pond, and I will get there, but I have to look it up before I buy the train ticket. So, but I will make it there, and and then from there, I'll still be in France, and that's when I start the Camino, and that's 800 kilometers. So it should take me about 5 to 6 weeks. It takes the average person 5 weeks, 4.5 to 5 weeks. I figure with me it's going to be at least 6. So that's my goal, and if I can do this, you know, that'll be good. And then you stay in hostels all the way down. So I've watched all these videos on YouTube, and they would talk about the gear they've got and things like that. And that's all good stuff. That's really helps me a lot, you know. And I knew what to bring and not to bring. And I might get into that, but I want to talk about the stroke and surviving that. I've been through cancer. Cancer was tough, you know, I'm not gonna lie. But I would like to talk about the stroke, you know. I mean, cancer, you've got nothing but time to think about your situation, you know, your brain's going, you know, and you know, it's tough. And I had what was called a rare cancer. It was called PUC, primary unknown cancer, and it wasn't a good one. It was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it would be that tough for me. I thought, oh, I'll be tougher than the cancer. You know, the cancer doesn't know who it's messing with, and it kicked my ass. It kicked my ass so hard. I was done. At the end of it, I was done. They told me they didn't get the cancer, and I was like, I could care less, you know. And then time went on, and they said they were just going to wait and see what happened. And then I got lucky, and they weren't able to. They were able to say the cancer cell or whatever became small enough where it wasn't a threat. Because they didn't know where the cancer started, it had only spread to my neck. They don't call you cured or whatever. They just say you're normal. So that's all you. That's the best they can give you because they don't know where the cancer started. But like I said, that was tough. But and then when you get the stroke's the opposite. Your brain is flatline. It's not stressing. You know, I didn't have no stress when I was in the hospital. I told people, I said, you know, if I could sell how I feel, this, you know, nothingness, I said I'd be rich. Because I didn't worry about when I was getting out or nothing. And this is one of the things I'm thinking about today is, you know, people are asking me, are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you excited for this trip? And I don't know if this got anything to do with the stroke, but, you know, I'm not nervous. I'm not excited. I'm like, I don't know what it is. You know, I'm like a professional poker player. I'm just, nothing going on there, you know. And I don't know what that is, but all I know is, you know, I'm going to do this journey, and I want to do this journey, and I want to do it with everyone, and I want my family to, you know, to see this. I want my kids to see this because they're young, and they're going to have hard days in front of them, you know, and I hope they never do, but if they do, I want them to know that their dad did it little steps at a time, small goals, you know, and I got through it. That's, you know, my goal on this is, you know, for my kids. You know, your whole life is always about your kids, right down to your last breath, you know, and I want them to know that. And I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you.